Well, hello, 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 hello. Great to see you all. I'm John Silvers, and welcome to Sunday with Silvers. I'm looking pretty blue today, but that's not because I'm sad, because I'm not. I hope you can hear me. It's great to have all of you here. I just was at the beach earlier today with my wife and my daughter. We were having some fun hanging out for Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all of you, and welcome to Sunday with Silvers. I do this every Sunday, and I'm so grateful that you're here. It's an opportunity for me to share with you some of the things going on in my life as a musician and as an actor, and to check in with you. So if you would like to, feel free to put your information in as far as where you are streaming in from. There should be a way to do that in the chat, and I'll definitely respond. I won't be able to respond while I'm doing this live broadcast, but I can definitely respond after the fact. So it's great to see everybody, or to know that you're here. And last week I started something that I call, let me see if I can do it here. Accountability corner. I'm putting myself into a corner here. Accountability corner is where I'm sharing with you something that I intend to do with my life between now and the next time we meet, which would be next Sunday, because I do this every Sunday. And what I spoke about last week, just want to, hold myself accountable. And let me mention also that I do this because I want you folks, if you have something that you want to do with your life and you want to stay accountable to yourself, or even accountable to me for that matter, you can put it in the chat and say, hey, you know what? This is what I plan to do between now and next week. And then we can come back on and you can let me know whether you did it or not. And if not, then, ask for some support from me or somebody else if it's something that's really important to you. One thing that's important to me is that I mentioned last week that I've been getting a lot of acting work, but I've been submitting myself, and that I'm interested in getting an agent. I have a master's degree in classical acting, but I stayed away from acting for about 25 years. And now I'm back in it. And I'm also, I'm a stage actor, but I'm auditioning for film and TV. And, I think I could get probably, higher quality roles possibly, or considered for them, if I was had an agent. So I had submitted my information to an agent that I was referred to, never heard back from them. And as I said last week, I never take no answer as a no. So I'm going to go ahead and reach out to this person. And my goal was to reach out to them this past week before today. What I didn't quite get that done, but what I did, which is very important, is I stayed up quite late at night, taking all of my footage that I have and turning it into what's called a demo reel, which I'll be sending out to that agent. So here's my accountability corner for today going into next week, which is I will finish that reel and I will send it out to that agent, and possibly even some other agents as well. So that's me holding myself accountable, and I appreciate anybody's support that wants to support me in having success, and I would like to do the same for you. If you can hear me, I'm going to open up the chat here and look, just make sure if there's anybody on here. Hey, there's Doug Stewart from Pasadena. How you doing, Doug? Love to see you here, man. Can you hear me okay? You must be able to hear me because you put your name and you put your stuff in there, so that's good to know. This is a song for Mother's Day. I wrote this for my wife. It's not really a Mother's Day song, but it's for my wife. Let's see if I'm in tune, though. I don't think I am. Probably should do that before you guys come on here. Hey, the best laid plans of mice and men. Oh, look at that. I'm way out. So hang on here, folks. I apologize. I will get this figured out. Here we go. Okay, so this song is called Without the Wind. It was actually written based on an idea that I had from being in England. I was in Hyde Park, and if you've ever been to England, in Hyde Park they have these this pond, and little kids like to float their sailboats in this pond. And so I remember watching these sailboats floating in this pond, and it was just an image that always stayed with me. close enough for government work. Okay. Oh God, that's so bad. Ooh. Thank you for having patience with me. Okay. You guys deserve to hear an in-tune guitar. It goes like this. Without the wind, I could not sail my boat. I could not make it float across the pond to you. Without the wind, the chance would be remote that you would get my note of how I care for you. I would not catch your fragrance as it dances on the air, or have a chance to follow it and hope to find you there. Without the wind, I could not fly my kite upon which I write the words I love you. Without the wind, it wouldn't reach the height to pierce the clouds just right and let the sun break through. So they say it's crazy to believe in something you can't see, but love is like the wind. Once you feel it, you believe. Mm-hmm. 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 Without the wind, your paper aeroplane would never make its way across the pond to me. Without the wind, the note in which you say, for me you feel the same, I might never see. Sometimes the chance for love is gone before it can begin. I'm grateful for this chance. Where would I be without the wind? That's from my wife, Wendy. Happy Mother's Day, Wendy. Yeah. You know, mothers, fathers, families, really important to me. If your mother is still here with us on earth, mine passed away back in 2008. And first time I ever met my mom's mother was March 23rd, I think it was March 23rd, 1974. I was 12 years old. And the last time I ever saw my grandmother, Millie, my mom's mother, was on March 23rd, 1974. Same day I met her. It was the last time I saw her. It kind of went like this. So I'm with my mom and my brother, and my brother Gene, he's a year and a half older than I am. He was about 13, 14. I was 12, with my mom, Trudy, and we're standing in this big banquet hall overlooking this wedding reception of one of my cousins on my mom's side of the family. And sitting at a table at the far end of the room was this little old lady. My mom says, Gene and John, you see the person over there? That's your grandmother, Millie. Are you ready to go meet her? And my brother gets really nervous and he just runs out of the room. And so I'm saying, what's going on? And my mom says, well, John, it looks like your brother Gene doesn't want to meet your grandmother after all. Would you like to still go meet her? And I'm looking at my mom thinking, well, she looks like she really wants me to. And, I'm always up for a challenge. So I said, oh, okay, Mom. So next thing I know, we're walking across this long banquet hall. and toward this table where my grandmother is, and as we start getting closer, I start to wonder, what is she going to say to me, and what am I going to say to her, and does she even know I'm here? And when we get there, my mom's looking really nervous, and she looks at her mother and she says, "Mom, Millie, this is your grandson John. He came to meet you and to say hello." And I was just a little guy, but she looked harmless enough, so I said, "Hi." And my grandmother, she turns and she looks at me and she says, "Hello." And that was it. She didn't hug me or kiss me on the cheek or do any of the kind of things that grandmothers do. And after that, I never saw her or spoke with her again. And the reason was because she never wanted to meet me in the first place, because my dad was black and my mom was white. And when my parents got married in the 50s, my grandmother Millie, my mom's mother, disowned her and vowed never to speak to her again for the rest of her life. And so that was the first time that my mother had seen her own mother, my grandmother, for like, I don't know, 15 years or so. Now, if you'd asked me at the time whether or not it was, hard for me, I would have said, nah, you can't miss what you never have. But I now looking back on it, I know that that's not necessarily true. And the reason why I had that attitude at that time, you can't miss what you never had, now it's no big deal, was because I was actually very sensitive. And if you happen to be sensitive, then I applaud you, because we need sensitive people in this world, especially men. If you're a man or identify as a man and you've been told that you shouldn't be sensitive or cry or any of that nonsense, don't listen to it, because your sensitivity is what makes you human. And it's what makes you strong. And being willing to share that and be vulnerable, especially for men in this society, is a very powerful thing. So I encourage you to do that if you feel called to be that. But at the time, I had realized at 12 years old that it wasn't really safe to be sensitive. You could be teased as a kid, and not that I got teased all that much, but it just wasn't really that safe. Good news is that I got a guitar shortly after that, and I learned that I could actually have my feelings and be sensitive, because I could do that through music, and I could do it through acting, which I later got into as well, or not, very shortly after that, started acting and was able to have my feelings by pretending to be somebody else while I was having them, at least when I was acting. With music, I got a chance to write all kinds of stuff, so that's why I feel blessed. That last song I did was written for my wife, and I write a lot of silly songs too. I wrote this one song. I'll sing it for you right now. It's called "When You're Feeling Blue, Put Some Baloney in Your Shoes." It's kind of a silly song, as you could probably imagine. And actually, the first time I ever performed it live, I actually had my wife run out and buy a big thing of bologna. And when it got to that part of the song, I had sandals on, and I took my sandals. Well, yeah, I actually put bologna in my sandal, and I walked around in them, which was quite gross. It wasn't the greatest feeling, but anything for a laugh. So anyway, this song is called "When You're Feeling Blue, Put Some Baloney in Your Shoes." It goes like this. And just like a song I did last week, I don't really know how to play this one, so I'm just gonna sing it. It goes like this. When you're feeling blue, put some baloney in your shoes. Do do do. Don't ask me why, just give it a try. Just like chicken soup is Jewish penicillin, baloney in your shoes will chase away the villains in your mind. And you'll be doing fine. Baloney in your shoes works every time. Do 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 do. When you're feeling blue, put some baloney in your shoes. Don't ask me why, just go on and give it a try. Soon you will see that life can be hilarious with baloney in your shoes. How could you ever take it seriously? Take it from me. Baloney in your shoes will set you free. You don't need no Grey Poupon to put your baloney on. Put away the bread and pickles too. It's a simple recipe. It's gonna work, I guarantee. Put one slice in each shoe and just walk away your blues. All right now, when you're feeling blue, put some bologna in your shoes. Don't ask me why, just give it a try. Soon you will feel that you are more combobulated. Bologna, the power of bologna cannot be overstated. No, no. It's worth its weight in gold. Bologna in your shoes. Now you've been told. Now you may be thinking, hey, John, have you been drinking? How could such a crazy method work? All I really know is that if you are really low and feeling like you are way down in the dirt, try bologna in your shoes. Don't. It couldn't hurt. Oh, that's a silly song. Oh, wait, I got some people. Sure, I can't. I sure can. Okay. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Doug. You can hear me. James Van Deventer. Good to see you, man. Yeah, you got to give that a shot, huh, Doug? Put some bologna in your shoes. Terry Clark, bologna in your shoes. You thought it was funny. Yeah, the funny thing about that song is I was in acting school at the University of Delaware, and I was feeling. I think after 3 years of being in acting school, at some point, every actor kind of got tired and just didn't want to be there. And one day I was rehearsing for this play, and one of my colleagues, another actor, looked at me and he said, "What's wrong with you? You don't look happy." And I said, "I'm not. I don't want to be here right now." And he said, "Well, why don't you try putting some bologna in your shoes?" And I said, "What?" I said, "Why?" I said, "What good is that going to do?" He goes, "I don't know, but it couldn't hurt." That was Tim Gregory, the late Tim Gregory, a great friend of mine who unfortunately passed away very early in his life, but had a good sense of humor. So thank you, Tim Gregory, for giving me the inspiration to many years later write that song. When you're feeling blue, put some bologna in your shoes. Hey, listen, it's getting close to that time for me to jump off of here. I just want to let you all know how much I really appreciate you being here. And I do have a community that I'm going to, maybe next time I'm going to let you all know about how you can continue with this live stream more than just, 15, 20 minutes if you'd like to. There's a possibility because I'm going to continue it on. I'm just giving you guys a little taste right now, and don't want to take up your whole afternoon or evening depending on where you are, but did want to connect with you. Please drop in the chat if there's something that you want to do with your life that you just want to take just one step toward. I support you in doing that. I'm doing that with my music. I'm doing that with my acting after many years of saying, what I don't want to do is be that person that passed away and everybody says, wow, he had so much potential. How come he never, I really thought he was going to do something with himself. That would be really pathetic. I don't want to die with a bunch of potential. I don't want to die necessarily at all. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. Same to you, Doug. Wonderful to see you here. Anybody else who wants to leave a comment, great to hear. Great. I would love to hear you and support you. Remember one thing: it's never too late. Never too late. Never too late to be great. All right. Happy Mother's Day to all you. Love you now. Take care. Bye for now.